Today, guys, I'm gonna show you Kilometer Zero here in Sabang, and we can officially start Sabang Sampai Merauke. Let's do it. Good morning, guys. It's another beautiful day here in Indonesia, and it is finally time to go to Sabang. So my mother and husband John is in that car right in front of us, and we are going to the port right now. Let's go to Sabang, guys. It has been 4 fantastic days here in Banda Aceh. Honestly, time has just flown by. And if you're ever considering to come here, do you think it's safe? Yes, it is safe. It is wonderful here. The people are just as kind, as friendly as they are any other places. Just make sure you respect them, and they will respect you right back. The thing is, our ferry doesn't depart until 11 o'clock, and now it's 10 o'clock. But we are arriving 1 hour before, because if the ferry gets full, then too bad, you're not gonna get on it. So pro tip, if you're gonna take the ferry, make sure you get there in good time. Alright guys, we made it to the port, and now we're just waiting to board the ferry. So it ended up costing 209,000 for 3 people with 1 motorcycle and VIP tickets. I have no idea what VIP does, but I guess we'll find out when we get on the ferry. Let's get on the ferry and go to Sabang.
If you want to go to Sabang, there's both the roll-on, roll-off ferry that we took because I was bringing Turangga. It takes about 2 hours, but there's also a fast ferry that only takes 1 hour. And on the Instagram account Info.Jak Sabang, they always post the daily schedule and pricing. On the Ro-Ro ferry, there's a small shop where you can buy drinks, get snacks, and there's then the general seating area out in the open, so it can be quite hot. But there's also an exclusive room where there's air condition and reclinable seats. And just a few hours later, we had arrived at Weh Island, also known as Sabang.
Alrighty guys, we have made it to Sabang, and we are this close to getting to Kilometer Nol. So now I've put my mother and husband John on the taxi. We're going to a place called Casa Nemo, a place that has really good reviews, so I hope it's gonna be nice. Let's go ahead and check it out, and let's start exploring Sabang. I cannot believe that I've come this far. Wow. This is island paradise to me. I cannot wait to see the beach. Considering that this is an island, the roads are nice. And look who made it first!
And finally, we got to see one of the things that Sabang is most famous for. Its beautiful beaches.
Alright guys, we have finally arrived here at Casa Nemo, and it is just beautiful here. There's so much green here, you know? So it's kind of like we're living in a lush jungle in our own bungalow overlooking the ocean. Let's go and check out the room.
For our stay at Casa Nemo, we had booked a 2-plan family bungalow with a main bedroom on the top floor. It had a rustic open bathroom with a bathtub, and the master bedroom had a double glass door that opened up to an ocean view balcony with a hammock. A perfect little spot for drinking our morning coffee. Since everything was made in wood and is always open, we didn't have an air condition, but we used a fan. And just below I had my big room with air condition, ocean views, and plenty of space for all my 65 kilos of travel gear and editing mess. And it seemed we had arrived to Sabang at the perfect time, because the following morning all of the island truly came alive as they started preparing the second most important festival in Islam, Eid Al-Adha. For Eid Al-Adha, also known as the Feast of Sacrifice. A lot of animals are being slaughtered to be sold at the local market, along with a vast selection of fresh fruit and vegetables. A very different kind of market that I've seen in other countries, because all the sellers were politely waiting for us to approach them. No pushy sale tactics or belly di sini, just calm, polite and friendly Indonesians as always.
Siap untuk besok Eid Al-Adha ya?
Hari besok.
Apa?
Di sini besok nggak ada.
Nggak ada ya?
Ada.
Hari libur ya?
Ya, makan-makan.
Makan-makan ya, santai dan sholat ya.
I had tried to teach my mother and John how to properly greet Indonesians, because my favorite thing about greetings in Indonesia is the respect and kindness of touching your heart after the greeting. And I was so proud to see how well they were both doing.
Sudah berapa tahun tinggal di sini?
Di Sabang.
Aha.
Sudah hampir 50.
Senang di sini?
Senang kali di Sabang. Enak kali, damai kali, aman.
Sudah ada banyak turis di Sabang?
Sudah banyak. Udah nampak kembali. Udah ada. Walaupun tak banyak, sudah ada turis kembali.
Ya.
Main ya.
Terima kasih banyak ya.
Sama-sama.
Assalamualaikum.
Sama-sama.
Like most other places, Sabang have really been struggling during the pandemic, as it mainly lives off tourism. And with just over 30,000 people living on the island, it's great to see and hear that more people are once again coming to the island.
So the Eid Al-Adha is a celebration of Ibrahim's dedication to Allah's command when he decided to sacrifice his son Ismail. And here during the Eid Al-Adha, they're sacrificing a lot of goats, sheep, cows to respect the sacrifice that Ibrahim he made.
Abang yang gantung ini satu.
It is a very busy market here, the main market in Sabang. There are so many people, you can easily tell that everybody just wants to get ready, buy their groceries and go home and get ready for Eid Al-Adha tomorrow. Everyone is smiling. Good.
Mantap.
This is my point, mantap. And I believe that my mother and John is getting quite the experience. You like it, John?
It's something different.
Okay. Ya.
Haus, Pak. Terima kasih ya.
Iya, terima kasih. Iya.
At the gold store, we met with Balqis, the owner of Casa Nemo, who told us an interesting story about the Acehnese marriage traditions.
Are you planning to marry somebody? So this is like a Acehnese door. So if you want to marry somebody, either you buy this as a necklace or as a ring. Or it's a sign of opening door. It's the door, so you welcome another person into your life. Yeah. So that's why the symbol is the door.
In the main street of Sabang, there is a famous coffee shop. It's not just famous for its amazing tasting coffee, but for the way this coffee is made. Besides cooling down the coffee, I'm not sure if this artistic coffee making procedure actually makes the coffee taste any better, but it sure looks cool, and it must have taken a long time to learn it, so I respect that. And in case you were wondering, the coffee they make here is amazing. We then met Balqis' husband, Gianluca, or should I say David Guetta's twin brother, a Swiss Italian who loves Indonesia just as much as myself. So he took me to the meat market, which according to him I had to see, because it was only there for Eid Al-Adha. All different kinds of meats are sold here, and it's a busy day indeed with both kids and adults here, and you can feel the excitement and happiness about the upcoming Eid. I was so happy to see how much Gianluca was paying attention to the locals. As I was busy shooting clips, Gianluca was all over, chatting and catching up with the local community. Had it not been for his European looks, he might as well have been an Indonesian. The market was buzzing, and I noticed an interesting thing. Apparently, Eid Al-Adha is not just about eating, it's also about giving back. So some people were deciding to pay a little bit extra on this day as a form of charity to support the seller who's spending the day making sure that everyone can buy food for their celebration.
And how much did you pay for that small piece of fruit?
2,000, but I paid a Lebaran price.
You
Otherwise,
gave him
they
some
would be
extra.
one. Yeah.
After the market, we made a quick stop at the Sabang Merauke Park in front of the mayor's office. It has a small bridge overlooking the harbor and a Sabang Merauke sign where you can take some good-looking Sabang selfies. We then went back to Casa Nemo because Balqis wanted to show us 2 traditional Acehnese houses that was actually set to be destroyed. So Balqis, she bought them and brought them all the way from the mainland to Sabang. She's a fighter and a determined woman indeed. She tells me that it's important we remember and preserve the Acehnese culture and history, and hopefully later on the younger generation will do the same.
So tonight we are here at the local fruit market in Sabang because Balqis here from Casa Nemo, where we're staying, she's invited us to come and join her and her family tomorrow for the celebration of Eid Al-Adha. Tomorrow we're gonna try and see firsthand how they celebrate it here in Sabang. Happy?
So happy. I just had this sweet passion fruit.
If you ever come to Sabang, Casa Nemo is known to be the place to go on Friday nights. They always have live music, but since it was the day before Eid, the music was a tiny bit different than usual.
Good morning, guys. So now it is 8 o'clock. We're heading down to get some breakfast, some sarapan, where we can sit and enjoy the view over the ocean as well. It is such a nice place here. The atmosphere is so calm, so relaxing. The only thing you can hear is the birds, the sound of the ocean, and there are basically no people here. Of course, that's not so good for Casa Nemo, but they have really been struggling during the pandemic, and the tourism hasn't really returned yet because they have made Iskandar Airport in Banda Aceh to a national airport, which means that there are no longer any direct international flights to Banda Aceh. So it's a bit more difficult for people to come here. Hopefully this video will inspire more people to come here and visit this small paradise, because it is kind of like a Bali vibe here. Of course, there's a bit more rules in terms of what clothes you need to wear when you walk in the streets. You have to wear at least shorts that covers your knees. This is probably the place you want to come if you're a bit more about the calm and natural Indonesian atmosphere.
It was the day of Eid Al-Adha, and we went home to Balqis' parents that had invited us all into their home to join them for the feast. Even though we had never met them until now, they just invited us in and treated us like we were family.
Yeah. See,
What are you having?
we're having some fish with some chili and the rice, of course, and some meat with, which is very spicy actually, but very good. And then I'm having some of these rice. What did you call it? They're cooked in banana shells. Lontong. And then with the vegetables.
Balqis also told me that there are both pros and cons about living on an island. Her father, aka the Indonesian Freddie Mercury, recently had a stroke for the 3rd time. And the big problem was that there are no hospitals that can properly treat it on the island. So when it happened, they had to drive to the ferry and take it all the way back to Banda Aceh. Luckily, he's still with us today. And hopefully one day there can be a more advanced medical system on the island. We had another great and cultural experience thanks to Balqis and her lovely family. And I could tell that the Indonesian kindness and hospitality were winning the hearts of John and my mother.
What do you think about staying here?
I love staying here because it's relaxing. You see, we sit here and we play cards after breakfast, and there's no one here, nobody. So we just have it all by ourselves and listen to the water, and the temperature is the same as it was when we went to bed last night. What else can we expect?
Before I came here to Sabang, guys, I had so many plans of things I wanted to film both in Banda Aceh and in Sabang. But you know, after my family arrived, I kind of also realized that it's nice to make YouTube videos, but I haven't seen my family in, almost 9 months. So trying to focus a lot of my time just being present with them, you know. Tomorrow we're gonna check out and go to another place called Hawk's Nest, because I wanted to make sure that we tried different hotels while we're here to kind of compare the experiences. Also for you guys to see some different places you can stay here in Sabang. So massive shout out to the staff at Casa Nemo. It's been a really nice experience. Am I right?
Yeah.
But before checking out, there was a special surprise waiting for us. And as we went upstairs, Balqis showed us her new restaurant, which will already be open by the time you're watching this video, and it's the first ever fine dining restaurant on the island.
How is the view like, John?
Oh, it's just amazing. Just amazing.
And to send us off, Balqis had arranged a true Acehnese cultural experience, something that neither of us had ever heard or seen before. And as my mother is a singer, she wanted to give something back, so she sang a Danish song for the girls. The song was about a mother coming home, and this touched the heart of one of the girls, Tura, as her mother had passed away.
It's okay.
Thank you. You have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you. And so do you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're like sisters.
Yeah, we're like sisters.
The singing sisters.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's so
Don't be.
emotional. Oh my god.
And I get because you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my mom always coming every time when I was sad, and yeah, I know.
But I love this song because it's about when the light comes and mom comes.
Yeah, because mommy always brings something good and perfect to every daughter, right?
Yes.
Satu, dua, tiga. Ini video.
We had a great stay, and it was time to continue the journey. So we said our goodbyes to the lovely team at Casa Nemo and continued further west on the island, getting us even closer to the end of my journey and finding Kilometer Nol.
And we made it to Hawk's Nest. Let's go and check it out. Guys, we have made it here to Hawk's Nest.
So basically what I did is I looked on Google Maps and I checked the best places to stay in Sabang, and the best places I could find was Casa Nemo and Hawk's Nest. So today we're here at Hawk's Nest and we're going to be staying for 6 days. So as you can see here behind me, the view is absolutely beautiful. It's very quiet, it's very secluded because we're kind of inside of a bay and protected by an island in front of us. So it's very quiet, it's super beautiful here, and we have an entire villa to ourselves. I'm gonna show you that later.
Saya senang sekali karena ada burger di sini. Cok Nuris, apa kabar?
Terbaik.
Sehat?
Sehat.
Alhamdulillah.
Good morning.
Senang?
Senang.
So we've checked into what's called an exclusive villa, I believe the name was. So we have 2 massive double beds, one for Mama Henna and John, and one for myself, and massive bonus points for fan in the ceiling and air condition, because it is very, very hot here. My mother and John were absolutely crazy about the Luwak coffee, and they had no idea it came from a 1,000 rupiah sachet.
How's the coffee here, Mom?
Too good to be true.
Too good to be true. What are you drinking?
Luwak.
Coffee Luwak, yeah.
Local Luwak coffee.
Give me more of that.
Give me more.
Can I get a barrel?
As the next 2 days were gonna be packed with adventure, we spent the day on the paddleboard and in the canoe. And here I realized that doing a YouTube live on water is not that easy. So if you haven't watched it already, I'll make sure to put the link on the screen.
Hey, ready?
Yes.
Our tour guide Ferry had told us about a place that was supposed to be one of the most beautiful places in all of Sabang. So we hired a boat for the day for 500,000 rupiah, not knowing that a big surprise was only a few minutes away.
Pagi. Oi, lindo. Wow.
Might be a bit difficult to see, but I'm gonna try and stand up the drone to show you, because where we are right now, we are right between the Indian Ocean and the Andaman Sea, and right behind us we have Rondo Island. That is actually the most northern part of Indonesia, even more further north than Kilometer Nol. But the only thing that lives out on Rondo Island is a police station to watch over the sea. So that's why normally people say that Kilometer Nol is the most northern part of Indonesia. And the place we're heading now, it is one of the most famous beaches here on Sabang. A typical place for backpackers and foreigners to go when they visit Sabang. And it's a really good place for snorkeling, and you will see why in a second. From the mainland on Iboih beach, you can pay for these small table boats to take you out to Rupiah Island. From here you can enjoy the view over Rupiah beach, and there are plenty of shops that rent masks, fins, you can buy coffee, and if you're not afraid of getting a little close to fish, you can have an experience like this. Alright guys, let's go under and see if we can find any fish. You can buy some noodles. I got some hot noodles in my pocket in case you want to feed the fish as well.
This is an amazing place to snorkel. Oh, welcome to Pulau Rupiah, guys.
We had the entire beach to ourselves for a full hour. But it's a famous spot, so if you plan to go, I suggest you go as early as possible, as it can get a bit crowded later on. And I'm all about these crystal clear waters and promoting tourism, but what you don't see on the beautiful ocean selfies from Pulau Rupiah is what's right behind it. Trash. Everywhere. Candy wrapping, plastic bags, aqua bottles, cup noodles, diapers, and much, much more. Even though there are trash cans at every warung, why would anyone throw trash here? So please, if you go to Rubiah Island, my suggestion is this: either you throw out your trash or you eat it.
Bro, good trip ya? Terima kasih.
In the afternoons, the tide draws back, creating yet another beautiful view of Sabang as the sun starts to set. And for our last night, there was one more famous thing in Sabang that we had to try.
Okay, let's go. You cannot come to Sabang without trying a gojab. It's basically a taxi, but on a scooter. And I'm riding economy class. My parents are riding first class. Wow, check the view. Wow, guys, check this view. Amazing. What do you think, Mom? Is it nice?
I think it's heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth, yeah? Welcome to heaven on earth.
We had a fantastic stay at Hawk's Nest, but most importantly because of the lovely staff and the good service. So for our last night, they all surprised us with a goodbye dinner where we could all sit down and eat together.
Yeah. Selamat makan, guys.
And it was then time for the big day.
Guys, you have no idea how many times I've been looking at this Google Maps, plugging in the maps in the videos that you have seen me made, and I've been looking at that very top of Indonesia thinking, wow, I'm gonna be there someday, and now I can see it on the map. Today, guys, I'm gonna show you Kilometer Zero here in Sabang. What an incredible ride it has been when we started the 5th of February, just 5.5 months ago. Going from Jakarta with the ferry to Lampung, all the way out to Gisting, to Krui, then we went to Danau, then to Bengkulu, went to the north of Bengkulu, visited the elephants, then continued up to Kerinci, where I met Jet, and we hiked Gunung Kerinci, drove all the way to Padang, met Bu Surni and all the amazing staff at Hotel Premier before going to Mentawai, meeting Onchi, Ahmad Doble, Ahmad Baune, then driving all the way up to Lake Toba, meeting Papa Soe, Mama Soe, Agung and Carly, then driving up to Medan, having a fantastic vacation with my brother, going to Bukit Lawang. We went to Brastagi, saw the orangutan, up to Blanket Jeren, going out to the coast to Meulabo, driving up along the US 8 road, all the way up to Banda Aceh, meeting my mother and her husband John, and then taking the ferry here to Sabang. And guys, here we are, now arriving at Kilometer Zero, 5.5 months later. I know it took a long time, but you know, I'm just happy that I took it in this tempo and didn't rush anything, because traveling is not about rushing, it's not about driving fast, it's about experiencing what you see on the road, taking your time to take it all in, making memories for life. There we go, so close on the map, just 300 meters. Alright, I think it's time to pay here. 5,000, yeah? There we go. Kilometer Nol Indonesia. Mantap sekali. Let's do it. Come on. Come on again. Hey, there it is. Wow. We made it. Wow. All right. Here we are, guys. Big day for you, Turangga. Good job. Good job. We made it, girl. Yo, Pak.
Uh-oh.
Halo, Pak. Iya, saya tahu, Pak. Salam kenal, saya Chris. Saya YouTuber keliling.
So apparently it wasn't really allowed to park up there. But luckily, Officer Lukman also liked to watch YouTube.
Iya, 5 menit saja ya Pak. Guys, mohon maaf. Boleh saya ambil foto? Boleh. Ayo guys, ikut. Semua ikut. Ayo. 1, 2, 3.
But eventually, Officer Lukman thought it was best if I parked somewhere else.
Alright guys, we did it. We finally made it here to Kilometer Zero in Sabang. I have Turangga parked right here. She's taking a lot of photos with a lot of people. She's loving the attention. And that's it, guys. 6 months went by like that here in Sumatra. It has been an adventure of a lifetime. Thank you so much to all of you who's been supporting the channel, watching the videos, and to all the people who have met along the way who helped me. I'm so grateful. My family is grateful for your support. Turangga is grateful. So, terima kasih banyak, guys. Or as we say here in Aceh, terima kasih. Thank you so much. Now it's time to go back towards Jakarta. Phase 1 of Sabang sampai Merauke is finished here in Sumatra, and now phase 2 can begin in Kalimantan. So stay tuned, guys, as Turangga and I, we head towards Kalimantan. And until next time.
After watching this episode, or even if you watch all the way from the beginning of the series, I hope with all my heart that this has given you a broader knowledge about Sumatra, and that hopefully you'll want to come here one day as well. Terima kasih, Sumatra.
Sayur Sabang? Not vegetable. Anyway, come to Sabang, guys. Alright, Turangga. See you in Jakarta, ya.